We were talking about the Maimer Basi Lagani and mostly how we're going to lead on to the next Maimer. Let's discuss another very interesting point. First of all, let's start with an idea. Every morning we come to Shul. We start davening with Matoivu, in Shul or at home, wherever we say it. Matoivu Oyalecha Yaakov Mishkin Oisecha Yisrael. Chassidus explains what does that mean. The Oyalecha Yaakov is the idea of Torah. Mishkin Oisecha Yisrael is the idea of mitzvahs. Torah and mitzvahs the general way, and it explains more in exactly how that works with the Oyalecha Mishkin Oisecha. Let's not go through that now. That's the general idea of our day, of what we are. Learning Torah, doing mitzvahs, expressing our neshama, our body, Yaakov, Yisrael. One of them is the idea of the guf, the neshama, the physical, the spiritual, expressing who we are and what we're all about. We continue, Vani, and I, Beroiv Chazdecha, with your abundant kindness, Avay Veisecha, I shall come into your home. Eshtachave el heichal kodshecha v'yirasecha, I shall bow to your holy palace in with the fear of you. Vani, and I, once again I, Sifilasi, my prayer, Lecha Hashem, to you Hashem, Eis Ratzain, will be in a time of your will. Elokim berav chazdecha, Hashem, with your abundant of kindness. Aneini be'emes yeshecha, answer me with the truth of your salvation. Now Chassidus brings out a most amazing point over here. We're talking about us, who we are, how we connect to Hashem. We have the Yaakov, we have the Yisrael, whether it's the Torah and mitzvahs, or whether it's the physical body and the spiritual soul. We have the two parts of us. We want to connect them to something deeper, to something higher. We want to connect them to Hashem. In our way and our manner of connecting them, there's 4 points. Point number 1 is Vani Beroiv Chazdecha. I am coming. How am I coming? How do I reveal the I inside me, who I am? Berav Chazdecha, with your kindness. Kindness, as Chassidus, is the midah of Avraham. Avraham Avinu is kindness. He draws down godliness into the world. The first thing we need is to bring down godliness, berav chazdecha avay veisecha. Through bringing down the godliness into our neshama, that enables us to come to Hashem's home. We bring down the spiritual power, the godliness that there is in our neshama. Eshtachave el heichal kodshecha b'yirasecha. I will bow. I will give myself over. I will nullify myself to Heichal Kodshecha, to your holy palace, B'yirasecha, through the fear of you. That is Yitzchak, Gvura, Yira, fear, awe, elevating from below upwards. Eshtachave, we're bowing. Once we draw down the godliness into our soul, then we're able to go to the next level, which is bow to Heichal Kodshecha, till we reach the very essence of where Hashem is. We're elevating ourselves to go upwards. So first we're bringing down the spiritual light into our soul, then we're bringing our physical existence and bringing it up in order to connect it to Hashem. Vani, once again I am revealing who I am, what I'm all about. Sfilasi lecha Hashem eis ratzain. My tefillah, my prayer, my connection for you, Hashem, at the time of your Ratzon. That's level number 3, which is Tiferes Yaakov, connecting both the physical and spiritual tfilasi lecha Hashem Yisratzin, where it becomes one, a time of desire. I'm davening to you, Hashem. I'm connecting with both the physical and the spiritual together. Let's take it to another level before we get to number 4. On Rosh Hashanah, when we daven, let's look even at the tkiyas of Rosh Hashanah. You have a tkiyah. The Baal Shem Tov explained this to his grandson, the Degel Machne Ephraim. Tkiyah on Rosh Hashanah is a straight sound, chesed, kindness, drawing down. Avraham Avinu, bringing the schus of Avraham Avinu. Shvarim is broken. Yira, Yitzchak, Gvura, Trua is Tiferes. That's Yaakov. We bring the chusim of Avram and Yitzchak and Yaakov. That's the chusim we have in the Tkiyah, the Shvarim, and the Trua. That's expressed in the davening of Rosh Hashanah. In a certain sense, it's the davening every day. How do we start off the tefillas? Ma'ariv, Shachris, Mincha, and Ma'ariv. Shachris was established by Avram, Mincha by Yitzchak, Ma'ariv by Yaakov. Every Shemoneh Esrei we start off with Elikei Avram, Elikei Yitzchak, Elikei Yaakov. We even continue Akel, Hagadol, Hagibor, Vanoira. Those 3 things. These are the 3 concepts that are everything in our lives. By Shemoneh Esrei of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we say Uvechein. Uvechein is gematria, chazdoi, his kindness. That's how we draw down Elokus into the world. There's 3 Uvecheins. Uvechein, tzadikim. Uvechein, tein pachtecha. Uvechein, tein kavod. There's the Uvechein of Chesed, the Chazdoi, which is bringing down in the spiritual sense our connection to Hashem. The Chazdoi in the spirit, in the physical, elevating to Hashem, and the Chazdoi which connects the 2. As we mentioned in the last lesson, this is the idea of there's Nigla, that's the revealed part of Torah, that's the body of Torah. Nistar, the hidden part of Torah, is the neshama of Torah. There is connecting to Hashem physically, connecting to Hashem spiritually. Actually, the spiritual part is the chesed, the physical part is more the gvura, sometimes it's the opposite, but let's leave that the difference. Chassidus is tiferes. Chassidus connects both together. Chassidus teaches us how it's all one. How there doesn't have to be a separation between the body and the soul. They all become one. But yet, even with Chassidus, there is the separation of the body and the soul when the Alter Rebbe says the neshama is the main thing. Chassidus enables us to bring that idea that the neshama is the main thing even into the physical existence. That's still not it. That's Tiferes. That's all the revelation of all the generations from Chesed through Yesod, all the generations of all the Rabbeim who brought the spiritual Shechina into the world. There's a 4th Uvechein. The 4th Uvechein, which we mentioned also in Shemoneh Esrei of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, but the main place that it's found is in the Megillas Esther. Uvechein Avay El HaMelech Hashalei Chados. The 4th Uvechein is the Uvechein, the Chazdoi, which is Loi Chados. It's not something which is part of what makes sense. It's connected to the Shtus de Gdusha. It's connected to the Iker Shechina. It's connected to something which can't be revealed in the world through the regular channels of revelation, not chesed, not gvura, not even tiferes. It's etzem. That's the level of malchus. Malchus, which has no light on its own, but creates a new existence. An existence which is the essence, where the essence of Hashem is there, the ikar shechina, the purpose of everything. This is an existence which is loichadas. This is an existence which deals even when we didn't do things properly. This is an existence which is revealed even when we were wrong and bad and evil. Not just good spiritually, good physically, tiferes connected to together. This existence is one which has to do with the essence, the essential connection of a Jew to Hashem. This is something which is loichadas. And in a certain way, in the Maimer of Baganim, in Tafshin Yud Aleph, the Rebbe mentions the names of each one of the Rabbeim. And like the Rebbe said in the Farbrengen of Shabbos of Yud Gimel Shvat, the Rebbe said, I wanted to mention the Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid, but I said that since by the Chasen and the Friedrich Rebbe didn't mention them, that means, why should I mix in? And Bechlal, why is there a need to mix in? It's not necessary. And yet on Shabbos, the Rebbe says, let's say another Maimer. Here we'll mention the Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid as well. It will be a continuation to the Maimer of Yud Shvat. It is still there. So is it necessary or is it not necessary? Look, even if we can look at it, in the Maimer of Baganim, Tafshin Nidal, there's 9 oisius. We always know that the edited Mamarim of the Rebbe have a certain amount of oisius. And usually you can see the connection pretty clearly, whether it's exactly that or not, with the number. But how interesting is it that here the Maimer is Deir Hashvi, we're mentioning each one of the 7 Rabbeim, and yet it is 9 oisius. 9. 9 includes the Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid. There's something in the hidden part which isn't revealed, where there is number 9. In the Maimer, the Rebbe mentions 4 times the names of each one of the Rabbeim. 4. There are 4 concepts. The 4th concept is Malchus. Keser Shem Tov Shoel al Gabeim. That's the Malchus, that's the idea of something which is loichadas. In the 4th time, even though each one of them, the first one is explaining Ikar Shechina, the second is explaining Tachtoinim, the third is explaining Shtus D'Kedusha, something that doesn't make sense. But even Shtus D'Kedusha has a place in Kedusha. The last one is something which doesn't even have a place in Kedusha, the idea of Histalkos. Histalkos means the light leaves the vessel. The Neshama leaves the body. The Eibishter leaves the world. And yet we're saying this is Histalik. It's leaving, it's the opposite, it makes no sense. It's Churban Beis HaMikdash. What is it? The essence. That's Deir Hashvi, the ultimate. That's the 4th. Now we're going on to the next Maimer, Hayosheves Baganim, where the Rebbe says, now that we revealed the idea of Malchus, we learned Shoichin Ad. Ad is the highest levels of Keser. Yet the highest levels of Keser, Ad is also Malchus. The Atzmus, the Etzem of the Eibush, that's revealed in Malchus. Once we got there, once we got the 7, the way they are, because that's the powerful way, go through the light, bring down the light till it gets to the 7th. Once you got to the 7th, you have the completion, you have Malchus. Now we can reach up also to the higher levels of Makif, of the Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid. And that's the next Maimer immediately afterwards on Yud Gimel Shvat. And the truth is, if we look at this Maimer, it explains everything of Baganim, and yet it explains it in a very practical way in our lives. But the most important thing is it's no longer Ikar Shechina, it's no longer Shtus D'Kedusha, it's now taking something which is loichadas and explaining how that is the essence of how we connect to Hashem. Something which is the practical life of us in Deir Hashvi from Tafshin Yud Aleph till this day, Tafshin Ayin Zayin 777. And we'll start just the idea, and the Mr. Hashem will continue with it. The Maimer starts with Hayosheves Baganim, the pasuk in Shir Hashirim. Hayosheves Baganim, the one who sits in the gardens. Chaverim makshivim, the friends are listening. L'koilech hashmieni, to your voice, let me hear your voice. So someone sitting in the gardens, and the friends want to hear what that someone sitting in the gardens is saying. And the Rebbe brings out, and we'll stop with this and we'll continue with Hashem, that Ganim is explained in the Friedrich Rebbe's Maimer as two things which are two polar opposites. One explanation is that Ganim means Gan Eden Elin and Gan Eden Atachten, the place of Ad, the place of the highest spiritual existence. Another explanation is the opposite, that Ganim means Ganim Shalacherim, Golus, darkness, the furthest part that the person can be in the world. How do these two opposites go into one word? We'll continue with Hashem tomorrow.